Welcome to the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. This is your time of the day to learn a little bit about the law while you enjoy your lunch. David Hogg, the young gun control activist from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, has made news recently on the issue of campaign finance law. Hogg joined liberal activist and filmmaker Michael Moore in Canada for the premiere of Moore's anti-Trump film called Fahrenheit 11/9. During a brief speech, Hogg said, "Turn that shame into your vote if you're not Canadian." He then said, "I think Canadians can donate to political campaigns in the U.S." Moore shook his head no, and Hogg moved off that topic. Hogg realized Canadians cannot vote in U.S. elections, but believed they could donate to U.S. elections. Well, what does U.S. law say? It's illegal for non-U.S. citizens to make any contribution or donation of money or other thing of value, or make any expenditure, independent expenditure, or disbursement in connection with any federal, state, or local election in the United States. The law, this is the Federal Election Campaign Act, also prohibits knowingly soliciting contributions or donations from foreign nationals, which includes Canadians. A person who knowingly and willfully engages in these activities may be subject to a Federal Election Commission civil enforcement action or a Department of Justice criminal prosecution, or both. Although ignorance of the law is generally no excuse for violating the law, in matters governed by the Federal Campaign Election Act, it can be in certain circumstances. A civil violation of the Federal Election Campaign Act becomes a criminal violation when someone intentionally and knowingly violates the law. Did David Hogg violate campaign finance law? Well, probably not. First, it's obvious he didn't know the law. The knowing and willfulness element, according to the Department of Justice, requires the prosecutor to prove the defendant generally knows that his conduct violated the law. So ignorance of the law is a defense in a criminal prosecution for a campaign finance violation. When Hogg spoke about Canadians donating to U.S. elections, he posed it as a question. When Moore told him Canadians can't, Hogg ceased speaking about that issue and moved on to a different subject. He didn't solicit donations. It appeared he was about to, but stopped short. So it seems Hogg came close to committing a criminal act of soliciting a foreign national to donate to a U.S. election, but close is no cigar in the criminal justice system, unless you're an associate of Donald Trump. Hogg is saved by his ignorance of campaign finance law, and it's very unlikely that Hogg will be prosecuted for these statements he made in Canada. Nevertheless, campaign finance and election law is very complex, and there are severe civil and criminal penalties for getting it wrong, particularly if you're a conservative or an associate or supporter of President Trump. If you have any questions about campaign finance or election law, give me a call at 717-657-7770. That's about all the time we have today for the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. Enjoy your lunch.